Hello, YouTube. It's your boy Nathan coming to you to do another recap video. Today we are talking Married at First Sight, Season 18 and Episode 17, A Match Made in Scandal. So yeah, we're just going to get on into it. So, this episode was not as intense as the last couple of weeks. And towards the end, it got interesting. It was actually a little bit anticlimactic because I expected a little bit more in this episode than what was given us. So therefore, this video ain't gonna be long. But nonetheless, it is finally decision day, and there's only two couples. But before we get to those two couples, the experts did meet with the original partners before the scandal swap. So we're going to start with Madison and Alan. So this is the first time Madison and Alan are seeing each other since everything done blew up at the couples retreat and everything. And Alan is feeling a little bit better. He's still hurt by the whole situation, but he's ready to move on, and doesn't want to hear anything from Madison. Madison comes in, she says her apologies. He doesn't really accept it. Both Madison and David say the same thing. They say it wasn't intentional, it was unintentional and everything. And I'm just like, okay, whatever, And, Alan's just like, I don't need no closure. I don't need this, and that, and anything. It just is what it is now. I want a divorce and everything. And so Madison was just like, yep, that's it, and everything. Now, I'll get to this next. Next couple they talked to was Michelle and David. Now, this one was a little bit more intense because, David comes in all arrogant and everything, just be like, "Oh, I'm pursuing Madison. I do want to pursue Madison." And Dr. Pia called out David and said that she lost respect for him with this whole situation. But which is fair enough. But nobody is still like questioning Michelle because Michelle said that she did try a little bit. David claims that she hasn't, but Michelle said because she stayed in the marriage that she was trying and stuff and everything. David claims that he didn't feel like Michelle cared, so he said that I actually don't care now, Michelle. I really don't care. I don't really care about you no more anyway. I thought that was foul for him to say, but nobody's calling out Michelle on how she prior to all of this happening on how she treated David. So it's just like I'm not a fan of Dr. Pia. I miss Dr. Viviana. Like Dr. Pia is really, really just not the best fit. I don't like her at all and everything. So but anyway, so Michelle and David, they don't care. And David's just like, I'm just gonna pursue Madison. And Michelle's just like, well, good luck with Madison and everything, and whatnot. So, I mean, hey, it is what it is. So after that, now we have like Camille and Thomas and Carla and Juan. They're having their last nights of getting together before decision day. Carla and Juan spend their last night. They want to do some dancing and talk about it, talk about everything and stuff and everything. Carla and Juan throughout the season, they were just buddies. They were good friends. There was no romantic connection with them whatsoever. Carla did tell her friends that if he was to say, I want you, Carla, I want to be with you, grow old with you and this and that, she would respect that. But he didn't. So we reached to their decision day, and Carla did admit that this was the most best relationship that she's ever had. This was the most calm relationship. But as for a marriage, just feel like he wasn't really there. So Carla and Juan, I was wrong, decided to get divorced on decision day. Because I kept on saying that they were going to stay married and then be broken up by decision day and stuff. I mean, by reunion. But they both said no on decision day. So that was unfortunate. I was actually kind of upset about that because I think they could have turned it around a little bit. So yeah. So then the next couple is Camille and Thomas. So prior to their decision day, they're preparing for life after decision day. Like they're still trying to figure out where they're going to live. And Camille is actually getting frustrated and annoyed with Thomas not like having a full decision on where they live. Thomas wants Camille to move in with him but he said that he just doesn't have the space for it right now and everything. And Camille is getting frustrated, but and I'm noticing Camille's being a little pushy with it because I think that you do gotta figure it out if you're gonna stay married. I'm glad that they're preparing life after decision day, but you don't want to be overbearing about it and stuff and everything. And I think Thomas is trying to back away from that. But anyway, nonetheless, they'll figure it out. So nonetheless, they reach decision day. Thomas comes in first, and he has a basketball that he wanted to give to Camille and everything. So they said their words. Camille was only concerned about his 9-year relationship before. But as we predicted and as we expected, Camille and Thomas both said yes on decision day. Thomas went first, and he actually gave Camille the basketball, saying, "Will you stay married to me?" And she wanted to play, and she was like, "I don't know. I just don't think I can be in a world without you." So she wanted to keep him on his toes and everything and mess with him, and she said yes. So congratulations to Camille and Thomas. They decided to stay married, the lone bright spot of the season and everything. Now, after all of that, we also see Madison and David go on a date together. They decide to go golfing and everything. And unpopular opinion, but they were smiling so much on this day, both of them, and I have not seen neither one of them smile at all throughout their marriages and everything. And I will admit, I was actually happy to see that. Now, I said this last night. I don't mind that Madison and David got together. I do mind on how they did it. They did it the wrong way. I do think that if they wanted to get together, they should have just waited out the process and then both say no on decision day and then get together. That's what they should have done, but they really went about it the wrong way and everything, and it really wasn't fair to Alan and Michelle and stuff. So yeah, Madison and David go on a date and everything, and neither one of them, David's all in, but Madison, I feel like Madison is not all in yet. She's saying she wants to work on herself. David's trying to say that without saying it because if she says go, that he's gonna go, but he says I don't want to overbear you, but I really have strong feelings for you. I can see this growing to whatever and everything. And Michelle, I keep saying Michelle, Madison was just I feel the same way. I know we ain't no rush, but I do feel the same way and stuff, basically. So we'll see how their relationship plays out when I preview next week's episode. So now we get to the moment we all been waiting for. Every season after decision day, all the couples get together to discuss how their decision day went. So they meet at Juan's little gym place, gym bar, whatever it was. And, all the couples meet and everything. They reunite and everything. We still have to talk to MM and EKG. And, before we do that, Camille and Thomas said that they're staying married. And Carla and Juan told the group that they're getting divorced and everything. But with Carla and Juan, there's no animosity between them and everything. They're good friends. And Juan said that he will say nothing but good things about Carla, which is great. So then we talked to MM. And last week I was team MM on what she did, on how she handled EKG. This week I was not a fan of what she did. So, she says, like, you guys know I tried so hard. He didn't care. He tried to embarrass me, blah, 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 this. And then, like, when he tried to speak, she's like, let me speak and everything, let me speak. And she was just, like, bashing him and everything. And I'm just like, I was on your side, but not anymore. You did not have that energy when in this marriage and everything. And now you want to pop off like that. Like, you didn't really give the man a chance to speak. And now I'm starting to see his side now, because now EKG is saying that, see, this is what I mean. Like, she puts me down all the time. She insults me and everything, this and that and everything. And then, she just gets up and leaves and starts crying and stuff and everything, saying that man is not a man. He's a monster and everything. And so, it just turned to a big whole yelling match between MM and EKG. And EKG's like, no, I don't want to hear it no more. I don't want to hear it no more. And this and that and everything. So it's just that was just a mess, and, like I said, like I was on MM's side until that. Now I'm really starting to see how EKG was really feeling and stuff with that, because, yeah, that wasn't cool. That really wasn't cool from MM to do. So MM goes in the girls' room, starts crying about it and whatever. The girls try to calm her down and everything. Then we get to the part that I've been waiting for. David and Madison talk about what's going on. David actually even spoke to Alan. Alan didn't, I give Alan credit. He kept his composure. And David tried to shake his hand a couple times, and he was like, I don't want to shake your hand. I still don't want to shake your hand. And David kept on saying, well, I had no, this is unintentional. And Alan's like, I'm going to stop you at the unintentional part. Like, y'all had weeks to do of doing this or whatever. And you guys, I would have been fine if you guys would have just been honest. You guys were just not honest. Like, if y'all wanted to do something, y'all would have told me right up front. I would have been cool with it. But the way y'all did it, he really doesn't believe that it wasn't intentional and stuff, because Alan does feel like it was unintentional. And Alan even said, like, I thought, like, David, you were my friend and stuff. I thought I was going to come out of this with a good friend and everything, and that's just not the case and everything. They was just like, and I understand, and everything. They're not being remorseful. Neither one of them are being remorseful for what they did to Alan. Okay, Michelle's different. But at least with Alan, like, be a little bit more remorseful, and neither one of them are. So that's just one thing I can't respect on somebody like Alan for them to do something like that to a good guy like Alan and stuff. So now it's Madison's turn to say her piece, and she was just like, well, she was like, well, my situation with Alan was really different than David's situation with Michelle. Everyone knew that Michelle and David were not going to be together. She didn't give a shit about him. And Michelle's at the bar, and here's a conversation, and she gives Madison a look like, you want to wait till I get over there? Because I don't think you know my feelings. And Madison was just like, yeah, I'll be glad to, come on, sit down, honey. I'll be glad to express those feelings again and everything. And Michelle was like, she's really talking about my feelings right now? Really? And everything. And we left off of a cliffhanger on that. Now, my opinion with that is that, like, and I've said it. I said it plenty of times in over the weeks. I said that, you know what? Michelle really doesn't care, but she's acting like she does, just so she doesn't look like she's fooling the bad guy. And what I was irritated when Michelle and David were having their having their little last minute decision day stuff, like, and how David was rude to her. Him being rude to to Michelle like that made Michelle win. Like David, this whole situation was wrong, but you don't. But Michelle has been mean to you the whole time. You don't give her a chance to win. Fully win. She won now because how arrogant you acted and everything, and now she's gonna act like she does. Now she's acting like she does care, just so she doesn't look like the bad guy and everything. In all honesty, she was throughout the whole season up until this point, and everything. This is why David did what he did. I'm not condoning what he did and everything. I don't want that to be misinterpreted. David was flat out wrong for what he did, but Michelle really didn't care. She was bashing him. She could not get over the fact that he lived in his parents' basement. And, and I understand that's not an ideal situation to be in, like, especially when you're married, and especially when you're married to somebody like Michelle. But, I know and understand the story. And like I said, Michelle came through the struggle too. So she should understand this a little bit better than what she did and stuff. And she just really couldn't let that go and stuff and everything. So she's really treated David like a failure, and it wasn't cool. So that's and somebody needs to call that out. So it maybe have to be Madison when we see it next week. Madison's somebody has to call Michelle out on that. Nobody is calling Michelle out on that. She really couldn't get over the fact like that, and she let that go. Yes, okay, yes, she did try a few times and everything, and they were, before that text message was sent out, starting to improve a little bit and everything, but she couldn't get over the hump of him living in the basement. So I just wish that she didn't treat him, and he feels like demasculated because of how she treated him because of that. Like I said, she treated him like a failure. And he, in his mind, like, my wife thinks I'm a failure, basically. So, I don't know what to do. Like I said, again, not condoning on how he did it. He's dead wrong, but we see why. So anyway, previews for next week. We're going to have the continuation of this conversation. Michelle and Madison face off. We see Madison go down to where the boxing ring was at and be like, yeah, I want to get in there with Michelle. She wouldn't last a couple minutes. I would love to see that, though. I would love to see a nice little blonde off in the boxing ring. That would be cool and everything. We're going to see Madison and David. I saw part of a preview where they're actually going to be kissing and celebrating Madison's 30th birthday. We're going to see Camille and Thomas, continue their journey and stuff. I don't know how long this next episode was filmed from the days of the decision day, but got a new boyfriend, and he's going to propose to her and stuff and everything. Like, dang. And then the new boyfriend's going to meet EKG. I was like, oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. I can't wait to see that stuff. So yeah, I can't wait till next week. So next week is the season finale, the regular season finale of Married at First Sight. Then we'll have then in a couple weeks we'll have reunion. There'll be a 2-part reunion, and then a week later there'll be the Where Are They Now special. Some rumors that I've heard. Rumors that I heard that Camille and Thomas are still together. I guess Reunion was filmed in November. Reunion and Where Are They Now were filmed in November. Like back when the season first started. The season started like in mid-October, I believe. And Reunion was filmed in November and stuff. And the season itself was actually filmed in 2023, but Reunion was filmed in November 2024 and everything. So there was a year gap between everything that went down and everything. So we'll see how Reunion goes in a couple of weeks. But anyway, guys, yep, that was it for Married at First Sight. Yeah, we will be back next week to recap what's been going on and everything. I can't wait to finally see the Michelle Madison face off again and everything. Like I said, I was disappointed in this episode because I wanted more of that instead of all these commercials and dragging on Camille and Thomas's and Carla One's like Decision Day stuff. So, but yeah. Anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Program alert for me. Thursday night, don't know what time yet. I will be on Auntie's Advice again, discussing Married at First Sight again on a discussion panel. So be sure you guys check that out. When we're done, I'll link it to this video and stuff and everything for you guys to watch. I wanted to do my recap first before I did that discussion and everything, because, you know, I will be, you know, basically I'll be saying the same thing what I said here. But, you know, I do want to get, like, people who probably are not subscribed to my channel the chance to hear my voice with it and everything. So be sure to check out my, when I'm on the panel discussion on Auntie's Advice again. So, but until then, after that, I'll be back on Sunday, Monday to do 90 Day Fiance. So until then, y'all stay safe and have a good one. Bye, y'all.